Okay, so my name is Charlotte Honey and I'm doing the T-level health. See, I just found it personally, it was more for me, it was more practical, you'd be more introduced to the healthcare setting while also studying. So we've got the beautiful thing like the hospital room with the mannequins, you can get hands-on, do CPR, moving and handling, that kind of thing. And I'm always very good with practical hands-on things. I'm doing health, so it's based around healthcare. So we will do things like you've got the recovery position, things in daily life that can be used to save a life. You've got CPR, you've also got, you learn about everything about the body. You've got through all the systems, you've got the endocrine, the respiratory, you've got all of those sort of symptoms. And then you also do the other side of things, so you look into healthcare settings and like the government and things they put in place to protect nurses and to protect patients. You look through the history of the NHS, when it started and how it's grown, and it's really interesting actually. So I completed it at two places. I completed it at Medway Hospital and I completed it at a care home. So I was lucky enough to experience both different opportunities and different things you see in daily life. So my favourite part of the placement was the NICU, the neonatal section, and that would be you'd go in, you'd meet everyone around this table and you do a handover and you talk about the specific baby, what they need to be done today, what they're going through, how their parents are dealing, that kind of thing. Then you'd have, I love how you had one-to-one, so you had a nurse caring for one baby. So it was very intimate and you got to bond with the parents, you were caring for that baby. And I was lucky enough to actually be able to care for a baby myself. And you just do their daily needs, that kind of thing. If they needed medication, you give them cuddles, feeding, all of that. And then you also help the parents. So if they needed help with breastfeeding or if they weren't sure how to bottle feed, that kind of thing, you'd help them with that, you'd support them. And you also support them emotionally, so you could just sit there and have a chat, ask them how they're doing, if they've got any siblings, how they're doing, have they met the baby, that kind of thing. So I really think it was just a beautiful experience. I've just absolutely loved it. I've loved all of it. So I have always been very set on what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to go into healthcare. I wasn't quite sure what, but I always wanted to go into healthcare, and it was actually my placement at Medway Hospital that showed that I wanted to be a children's nurse. And I've applied to 3 unis with the help of the college and managed to get interviews for all of them. And I also managed to receive a good grade with the support of all my tutors, who have been absolutely lovely. I think it was the experience that you wouldn't normally get from another placement. So with being in a hospital, you got to see medications, how they're done, even procedures. I saw how feeding tube was being put in, and I got to watch a C-section. I also got to experience like all the different conditions that a baby could have or a person could have that I didn't even know could happen. And you got to see just all these different lives and all the, like just little parts of their lives in this hospital, and you got to speak to them and how so many amazing people were there with their babies and all these things they were doing for them. I just thought it was beautiful. I want to be a children's nurse, so I want to go to uni and then complete it from there. But I'd love to specialise and do neonatal babies. Don't be scared. Don't let it put you off for the experiences you're going to have, because I promise they will always overcome it. When you're told about the T-level, you can be told there's a lot more hands-on work, you've got a lot more role plays and exams like that where they watch you, but don't be scared, because if you've really got a love for healthcare, you won't even notice.